Come on in, come on in. Guys, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to let me know where you're watching from, because I know a lot of you are watching from around the country. First of all, those of you that live outside the country, do you have access to OWN? Do you have access to watching Love and Marriage DC? I never really asked that question. I always assume, but I know our international audience are able to see a lot of the Real Housewives and other things that we talk about. But are you guys watching Love and Marriage Huntsville? Love and Marriage DC? Good question. Let me know in the live chat and in the comment section. As always, guys, be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe. It is the subscribers only live chat. And be sure to check out the description for all links in regards to our social media, our podcast, Kempire Radio, and our other pages and things like that. I got to talk about that too. Let's first get into a countdown. Shout out to our members of the channel, to our subscribers, and to our King's Guards. Let's get into this.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor, I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lady, just watch the shoes. Gotta turn the heat up. Cool.
Oh, and we're back. And we're back. All right. Happy Sunday. It is Super Bowl Sunday, aka the Rihanna concert is on tonight. And you know I got my gear. I will be watching the national anthem, and I will be making sure that I eat something good. And I will be watching Rihanna's show. I'm excited. I heard that she has like 30 something different possible set list for what she's going to perform tonight. A lot of you have been speculating on this particular song, I have speculated on my Twitter. I said, I basically want Rihanna to perform at least at the very beginning. I need her to perform Wait Your Turn, because that's where it says, the wait is over, the wait is over, the wait is over, the wait is, because people have been waiting on this Rihanna situation, new music. I hear there's rumors of a tour. I don't know. I don't know if I believe any of those things. I don't believe there's going to be new music. There doesn't need to be any new music. Sidebar. Shout out to the songwriters that I've interviewed for Kempire Radio over the years that include Chris Style, who wrote that I'm the only girl in the world. That song. I spoke to her about that. I also interviewed Money Long, aka Priscilla Renee. I used to do a series on Kempire Radio where I would interview people that wrote some of your favorite hits. And honestly, I really spoke to some really stellar people back in the day. Now that I look back on it, I'm like, wow, we got some good people to talk about their craft and the people behind the music. So shout out to all the songwriters, producers, and everyone that will be gaining all the royalties, because they've already started. I've already started listening to Rihanna music, and it hasn't happened yet. This is part of the deal. You don't get paid for the Super Bowl. So I mean, you really don't need to get paid, because based off of the royalties of her songs and things like that. And I think Rihanna owns her masters from what I've heard. So she's going to be cashing in. I don't know. Do you think that she's ready to go on tour? Do you really go on a tour when there's no new music? I just saw a joke where people were talking about, Lift Me Up was the major song that came from Black Panther. And someone on Twitter was like, you can, what did they say? Oh, I wish I remember what they said. But basically they were like, you can leave this song out. At this point, though, Rihanna has so many hits. We don't need that. However, it is an inspirational song. Just saying. But I thought that was funny. So good luck to Rihanna tonight. Good luck to everyone that will be performing with her. I haven't heard who her special guests will be. I'm excited. I assume that Drake would be a part of it, but they've had that little stalker situation. No, not well. Come on now. You think Drake's over her at this point? I'm excited to see it. I'm rooting for her. I know it's grueling to do this type of show. 13 minutes. She just did a press conference on Friday talking all about this experience and what we can expect. And Rihanna, you've come such a long way. And shout out to you for representing not just, Barbados, but really West Indians. I don't think that besides, of course, Bob Marley, have we seen someone catapult to the level that she's catapulted to in the entertainment world, not just music, but the entertainment world. So I know Barbados will be watching as well. They're like, this is not football. Barbados is going to be tuned in like, oh, we're going to watch some soccer. This is what we call it when we talk about football. And they're going to like, this ain't football. Americans. Okay. I get it. We don't care anyway. Honestly, I'd much rather watch soccer aka football, than this American football. I still don't know. Sharon, I'm sorry. I still don't know who's playing. The Chiefs? Right? Who am I rooting for? I don't know. I don't care. I'm rooting for Rihanna. And now that I've gone on a tangent, shout out to everyone that's here. Also, don't forget, guys, Valentine's Day is on Tuesday, but you still have some time to use the discount code and order yourself a little something. I love these roses. Every time I look back behind me, I'm like, these are so lush and beautiful. They really are so lush and beautiful. And I'm not just saying that, honestly. I don't bring anything to the platform that I don't enjoy, that I don't see value in. So yeah, I love it. I can barely turn my neck. It's a situation as you get older, I guess. I don't know what I did, and I was like, oh, ow. It's okay. It's okay. If you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to let us know how you would rate this episode of Love and Marriage DC. And I tell you, every time I'm getting ready to watch Love and Marriage DC on a Saturday night, I'd much rather be doing something else until I watch it. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, it went pretty quickly. I'm still not loving DC. It's not. I'm being transparent with you guys. I watch it, and what I do enjoy about it, especially this season, it feels definitely fresher than season 1, and I feel like we're dealing with some serious issues. But I also want to start having some fun. I feel like we're dealing with a lot of heavy issues these last few episodes, which is important. But at the same time, I'm like, people watch these shows really for an escape. So we got to find some balance in these battles amongst the ladies. But let's not get too heavy in that area. Let's start having some fun. Just saying. All right. Look, where do I want to begin? So this episode is called In the Thick of It, something like that. And at the top of the episode, we get Joy and Clifton at their new home that they bought. And let me tell you, at first I was like, is this just going to be like a summer home? This home is gorgeous. I don't know where it is. I know all of you in the DMV will let me know in the comments, in the live chat. I don't know where this is, but it's beautiful. From the home to their backyard to the view that they have a pool. They're doing quite well for themselves, but I'm not sure about Joy and how she's feeling about this whole situation. She says she wants to marry the man. She just doesn't want to do a big wedding. And now they're talking about babies, and she's like, I want to get grounded first. Joy, we all know scientifically, and doctors would say this, Dr. Jackie would say this. How old are you, Joy? I want to let me know in the chat, y'all, because I'm assuming she's in her 30s. And we already know when a woman's in their 30s, the doctors are like, freeze your eggs, or, you should be having your baby. And it's not impossible. Look, Janet had a baby at 50, but that's Janet Jackson. It's not recommended. So it makes me wonder, like, how much time do you need to get grounded, Joy? It feels like there's a lot of hesitation from her, but I still feel the love between these two. But we also have to remember, they just got together. Have they been together a year? Probably at least a year by now. So it is very new. So we can't rush this process. Babies, a wedding, that's a lot of stuff. And those types of things can put a strain on a relationship. And when a relationship is so new, I do see like, let's enjoy each other. Let's travel. Let's just enjoy. And he already has kids. And Joy doesn't. So I can see the hesitation, but it feels like a lot of hesitation, Joy. But you're moving. A move is a lot of stress. A wedding is a lot of stress. And then a baby, that's a whole lot of stress. Let's not ruin the relationship, Clifton. Let's slow it down. Let's slow it down. Let's slow it down. So I don't blame her. The house looks gorgeous, though. I love this house. I think the inside is great, but just the outside and that view was amazing. You know we love property here. That was to me was. I wonder how much they paid for it. Normally on these sort of reality shows, they'll give you an idea, but I guess black people don't like to tell their business. I just wanted to know. I'm interested, but we have sources in the DMV. You guys already saw the area, and I already know you're telling me in the live chat. Yeah, well, houses around there go for about this amount. Y'all can't get anything over on our audience. We know a lot. Okay, reminder, because I have to remind you guys again, and I did this on the community tab, but I understand not all of you see everything on the multiple platforms that I posted. There are fake Kempire accounts on YouTube. It's incessant. I'm telling you, I think 1 month alone, we had over 50 fake accounts. Shout out to our King's Guards, Diana, very up on deleting it. Then I got to block these people from getting to you guys. At one point, some of you guys are responding to these fake accounts, believing it's really me. In the community tab, I mentioned to you guys that I have a check mark next to my name. Come to find out, in the community area, you don't see the check mark, but in the comment section, you do see the check mark next to my name. My name looks very different in comparison to other accounts. And even if I was to comment on someone else's YouTube channel, there's a check mark next to my name. It just doesn't show up in the community tab area for whatever reason. But there are fake accounts, guys. Trust and believe. If I'm offering you to call me by a WhatsApp number, if I'm telling you you want something, or if I'm offering you advice, please understand it's not me. I do try to get into the comment section and respond, at least when I first post a video, or if I go randomly back and things come. I can't answer all the comments though, y'all. We get grateful. We get thousands of comments. And some of those comments, for those of you who think they were blocking you, no, some of those comments are filtered. I wish YouTube would filter the fake accounts and not people that just want to share their thoughts. Anyways, I have to remind you guys, when we go live, I have to remind you these things so you can see and hear it from me, not a fake account. Back to this. Quick and Ashley. So they had this conversation, and I have to say this, Ashley. Last week, I forgot to mention this. Your response to Quick that he has no friends. Ashley has a way to take a dig when she doesn't have to take a dig. Obviously, Quick's intention by not telling her about Alicia's accident, even though she didn't like it, and I really believe, part of me believes he didn't want to ruin his big surprise. He already knew that Alicia was okay, but I believe on some level, Quick did not want to ruin his plans, but he also didn't want to ruin. I think there was both elements playing here. He doesn't want to ruin Ashley's night, but also I don't want to ruin my big surprise that I've been planning. But when Ashley says, you should have told me, and she even says in this episode that she's still pissed at him about it. Come on, Ashley. But that dig you took at him about he doesn't have any real friends, I was like, oh. What's Ashley's sign again? You guys will remind me. Because I also know that sometimes I say things and people take it in a way because I'm sometimes too honest and too direct. But that was a dig. You don't have to take a dig at your husband like that. He doesn't have any real friends. It might be true, but you don't have to say it on camera. No, you shouldn't say it off camera or on camera. Just saying. Anyways, so they talk about that, but she also says the reason why she was, really concerned about Alicia and really scared about, losing Alicia was because Quick also has had multiple car accidents that have scared her. So the car accident thing is a trigger for her. Actually, I have to give it to you. I think you're very self-aware of your triggers, which is half the battle. A lot of times people aren't, and then they're triggered and they're acting all kinds of crazy up in these reality TV spaces and in life. So they talk about that, but they also talk about what went down with Jamie, and they confirmed Jamie was drunk at her birthday party, and he was saying all kinds of things. He called little Jamie LJ. I don't know what to call this boy. LJ, because obviously he's not a junior. He's like the fourth. Oh, goodness. So they talk about that and what Jamie was saying and how it was triggering to her again, because she said in her teens, she tried to, take her life. In her 20s, the same. And well, she had thoughts in her 20s. And then in her 30s, she was actually hospitalized. So again, Ashley, thank you so much for being transparent about stuff like this, because I know people watching this on television is going to help people. Because I think a lot of people will look at you, she's so strong, she's so resilient. Oh, you would never think. And it gives solace to a lot of people. So she talked about that, and they talk about Jamie and what Jamie was saying about LJ. So I appreciate the conversation that they have later with Jamie, but it's such a thin line. It's such a gray area when you talk to someone about their parenting and their children. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Ashley also breaks down because she says that she's not getting any sleep. She says that she's very tired. She says that she doesn't even feel happy right now, and she should, because she has this book out. There's a lot of things happening for her, and she just said, I just don't, feel happy about that. And I think that's a lot of people. You get so much success, you get all the things you say that you want, and then you're still like, ugh. Therapy will get you to the. I always say when I meet my nutritionist, it's a level of therapy, because your relationship with food is very telling too. So she talks about that, and then she breaks down, and then of course everything else comes up in regards to Alicia. She's like, I can't lose Alicia. So I'm sure that was just the cherry on top of everything that she was feeling. Speaking of breaking down, sidebar. First of all, if you have not watched From Scratch on Netflix, if you're not emotionally ready, don't. I can't tell you the boo-hoo crying. OMG. But speaking of own, I always hear in my back of my mind from Iyanla, she's like, cry. There's more room out here than in there. So I just let those tears fall. Oh, From Scratch. Oh, so good. So good, but gut-wrenching. Like, not even the ugly cry. Like, I can't control myself cry. Like, I couldn't even, even if I wanted to stop, I couldn't. It was so good. It was so good. And so many of you warned me that this is what it was, but I'm finally done with From Scratch. But back to Love and Marriage DC, because you're not here for From Scratch, but I'm giving you recommendations. This is my review. I do what I want. Enough of that. All right. Erana and Joy go to this place to make custom decor. Okay. And they're all dressed up for it. And Joy's like, okay, Erana. Erana has her producer hat on this season. She has her bone collector jacket on as well. She is just here spinning her wheels, trying to get other people's storylines going. I can appreciate it, but I see it. It's very apparent. So they talk about Joy's wedding, and Joy's talking about how she's avoiding those conversations about weddings and things like that. She's still, she's still hesitant, but we already talked a little bit about that. But then it leads to the conversation about Sherrell. So Erana brings up that Joy, Sherrell told us that you blocked her. And she's like, yeah, I blocked her years ago. I blocked anyone that was associated with Black years ago. So it's been years that she blocked them. So then she goes into, no, I wasn't upset that Sherrell and Black were dating. I was upset that he was dating Sherrell while he was dating my best friend. But then she also goes into talking about how Black and how he did things with Mambo Sauce, from the business to why they broke up. Because apparently he was telling people that the group broke up because of Joy's issues with the drummer. And she said that was completely not true. So everything that she's describing, she said from the business side, from the interpersonal side, Black was at the root of all the issues and lying, basically. So later on, and next week, we're going to get into this whole scene with Sherrell and Joy, where Joy denies calling Black shady. You may have not used the word shady, Joy, but your adjectives, for me, describe shady. So I didn't look at Erana like, what you're saying is not what she said. No, you basically said the man was shady. Shady in his relationships, shady when it comes to the band, shady when it comes to the business of the band. Shady. So she talks about that at length, and that's when we find out that Jamie was Erana's side piece. So Erana says that she was still with Brittany's father and living with him when she started dating Jamie. Wow, Erana. So some things never change? Oh! La, la, la. Oh, hey. How are you? Happy Sunday. Okay. So she reveals that in her situation. One of the things that stood out to me in their conversation about Black that I forgot to mention, Joy says that she doesn't hate a lot of people. She hates Black. That's deep. You know, the other day I was talking about something and I said, I don't hate anyone. For her to say that she hates Black, there's got to be more. Because even what she described, I can understand not liking the man. But to say that you hate him and that you blocked him and Sherrell? All right. So the Silvers and the Tylers go to hang out at bumper cars. And I had to think to myself, when was the last time I actually did bumper cars? When was the last time I actually did bumper cars? Years ago. And it looked like fun. I was like, oh, I would love to do bumper cars. I do remember that there was a cruise, Royal Caribbean cruise that had bumper cars. But I didn't do it. But it's been years since I've done bumper cars. But those weren't really bumper cars, though. Those like racing cars. So they're all hanging out. They're having a good time. Of course, the guys are trying to compete with each other. Okay, whatever. Unimportant. This is when they have the serious conversation, and the Tylers were completely thrown because Ashley and Quick decide to bring up everything that Jamie said at her birthday party about LJ, Lil Jamie. About him being a bum, about him saying that he doesn't want to be here anymore. And this is when Ashley opens up about her, mental health situation over the years and how this was triggering to her and that you should take that a little bit more seriously. And Jamie was like, I don't remember calling him a bum and blah, blah, blah. And I like what Ashley said, because she basically said what I said last week in regards to Jamie. I'm glad that Jamie's showing this side of himself, because Jamie's representing what we already know. We know this guy in our own families. We know this guy in our own communities. This is why Black community is just sort of getting into mental health and therapy and things like that. I really do believe, and I said this before, after that fight at Jason's party and seeing LJ in the hallway in tears, because based on that conversation, we wouldn't have thought that he would, leave the party and be crying about that. But he was, and he was that in the hallway. And I said this before, our parents have a way of triggering us or getting under our skin in a way that no one else can. And they don't realize it. Because I think part of it, a lot of times children want to make their parents proud. And if they're not doing that, even if they don't necessarily say you are a disappointment, sometimes there are little things that they say, that's what is interpreted. And I think that's what happened with, because I also think that Jamie has a way of being a little rough around the edges. Thankfully, Erana is soft, she's a mom, so she's definitely a little bit softer. But that doesn't prevent Lil Jamie from the wrath of Big Jamie. Lord have mercy. Why didn't y'all just give him another name? Just saying. So the Tylers are a little like, wait a minute. why are we talking about this? And this is why I said it's a little touchy. I get it, we're filming a reality show, but now you're talking about their child's mental health on national television. You're talking about their parenting. I'm not saying that they shouldn't, because if anything, this conversation could probably save little Jamie's life. So I can appreciate that, but it's such a touchy area. I don't know if I could do it. I mean, there's probably certain people I could do that conversation with, like family members. I just don't know friends if I would do that with. Just saying. Sidebar. One of the things that Joy said about Cherelle, she's like, because Erana wants Joy and Cherelle to be at least cordial. And I have to agree with Joy. She was like, if I don't like your husband, I don't think we could ever really have a friendship. And I was like, you know what? I learned that a long time ago with a friendship, because, and to this day, we're not friends because I didn't like their partner. And I thought their partner was horrendous and a lot. But at the end of the day, that's their partner. And can you ever have a real friendship with someone if you don't like their partner? Some people do. They just don't really hang around that partner. But Joy's like, I don't know if I could do that. I really don't like your partner, especially when Joy says, I hate him. That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. So, okay. So Sherrell hosts this fitness event, and shout out to her. She said she lost over 100 pounds. And since then, she's helped over 3,000 women lose weight. So she invites all the ladies there. Alicia's there after her accident. We find out Alicia really did get some, I think initially you don't feel like you hurt anything until like the next day. So she's feeling it in her body. So first of all, Ashley, Erana, all of them looked really great. But Ashley, that hair and that outfit, I was like, who is this woman? Erana kept on pulling down her shorts. Arena's a hottie. Erana is a hottie. How is Erana? I don't know how Erana is, but she looks great. She looks great. So they're looking great. They came ready to film a show and work out. Not so much Winter. So Winter arrives. She's there to support Sherrell. And of course, she's shading the other ladies for their wigs. She's like, oh, we're wearing wigs? Yes, we're filming a show. I know you came to work out, but we're filming a show. So Winter arrives, and it's so awkward, Winter. Like, I get it. You want to be on the show. You have things that you want to pop off. And I said this before, I'll say it again. It feels a little forced because nobody wants to film with you. Nobody wants to be around with you. I don't necessarily see Winter coming back next season unless she develops a friendship with these other ladies. And right now, Ashley doesn't want to see it. Doesn't want to see her. And Cherelle tries to force a conversation by the end of this event. But before that, Erana brings up what Joy said. Here comes the bone collector. And Cherelle's like, why is Erana involving herself in this whole situation? And the things that Joy was saying about Black, Cherelle's like, that's not who he is. I like a woman that will stand by her man. She will always stand by Black. She's like, that is not who he is. But I don't blame it. This is her husband. You're talking about her husband. And now Cherelle's probably like me. When I look more at the messenger more than I look at what the person said. So she's looking at Erana like, why are you bringing me this news? Well, if you saw the preview for next week's episode, then you see that Erana and Cherelle get into it. So Cherelle wants to be a peacemaker, and before Winter leaves the event, she almost gets into a little fit with Alicia, Ashley's best friend, because she's like, bye to everyone. And then they get into like, she's like, who are you? And here's the thing, Alicia, I love your relationship with Ashley, but you don't need to defend Ashley. It did feel a little thirsty. It did feel a little much. I get it. You're loyal to your friend, but it felt a little much. Unless something was left off in that scene that we may have missed, but it felt a little much. It didn't have to. You didn't have to involve yourself there. I mean, it was great for Carlos King's production, but it felt a little like, okay, now it's like a gang up on Winter, who's there with nobody. Well, Cherelle goes outside to speak with Winter, and she's like, I'm gonna get Ashley so you guys can have a conversation. Winter's like, yes, I want to talk with Ashley. Of course you do. You want to film. So Ashley comes out and she's like, I don't want to talk to her. She's fake. She's phony. She's talking about me in all these interviews and saying all these different things on social media about me. Fast forward to the end, and Ashley tells them that, you know, these girls like to call me crazy. This is what Winter says. These girls like to call me crazy, but I'm not the one with the diagnosis. The relationship expert is making fun of someone's mental health. Really? And that's why I said Winter I feel like all of them say things on social media, but Winter was on a press campaign saying all kinds of different things. But Winter, we got to also remember, you marry that man. And I will always look at you with the side eye because of that man, Kevin, who lived in the basement. She literally brings that up. She was like, well, you made this comment at Monique's house. Well, she didn't say it like that, but she basically, they rewound back to the comment that Ashley made at Monique's house. And she's like, you're still talking about that? Remember, they were supposedly had moved on last season from all of that. But honestly, I think a lot of people agreed, like, girl, you married a man and you never saw where he was living. Come to find out that he was living in his parents' basement. So why would you be surprised that he swindled you later and allegedly swindled the company that he was working for? I will always look at Winter with the side eye, like, look, you attract what you are on some level. Just saying. Just saying, you're not completely innocent. But she's divorced him, so that's done. So Ashley and Winter go back and forth talking about, you're saying this about me on social media. And then Winter's like, I don't even know you. And she's like, you're right. You don't know me, but you're talking about me on social media. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. Look, I'll be honest with you. The fight between Ashley and Winter, I'm not interested in. I'm just sort of like, Winter, you're just there. But I didn't like the optics of this fight because the offense linebacker these are Winter's words. Alicia and Erana were out there. I didn't like the optics of that because it looks like everybody's ganging up on Winter, and that's never a good situation. I think Alicia should have left, Erana should have left, but everybody wants camera time. Let's be honest. And Sherrell should have walked away so that they could have this conversation one-on-one. Because I think Ashley could take her. I'm not saying that she should. I think Ashley could take her if there was a situation. We didn't need Alicia there. We didn't need, and it's like they were surrounding her. I didn't like how that looked. Say what you want about Winter. I didn't like how that looked. I agree with her. Alicia, mind your business. Erana, we know you're the bone carrier this season, but go see Sunseckle. And Cherelle, you brought us together. Now leave. But they're not going to get anywhere. I think this is one of those situations very much like on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Teresa and Melissa will never see eye to eye. So just part ways. Ashley and Winter will never see eye to eye. They're just not from the same. There are certain people that you just don't click with. And these two people don't click. And she doesn't click with the rest of the cast. The only one she's clicking with right now, and I don't see that lasting, is with Sherrell. So honestly, that's her only way onto this cast. So what's going to happen next season, Winter? Snowflake? Woo, woo, woo. Make the most of what you can make. That Gutter Barbie song better be good. Anyways, guys, I want to know how you would rate this episode from 1 to 10. If I had to rate this episode from 1 to 10, it was solid. It didn't make me laugh. Remember I said at the top of this, I was like, I need them to start having some fun. The fitness party should have been a little bit more fun. It was okay. I need to laugh. These last couple of weeks have been very heavy, and I can appreciate the reality that's happening here. But I didn't laugh. It was very heavy. But I probably would rate it a 7. How would you rate it? Guys, as always, liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well that cover Love and Marriage Huntsville, Love and Marriage DC, Real Housewives, or reality TV. But as you know, here on the channel, we don't just cover reality TV. We cover everything in pop culture. So be sure to like the video, be sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on anything that's coming up or any of our shorts. All of our shorts are now going over to the Kempire Shorts page, and everything is going, all of our podcast, visual podcast stuff is going on the Kempire radio page. And of course, don't forget to follow us on TikTok at TheKempire, Twitter at TheKempire, and like us on Facebook, Kempire, TheKempire, and Kempire Daily, and Kempire Radio Network on Facebook. It's about to be Valentine's Day. We will talk all about the Super Bowl on Tuesday Takeover. Again, don't forget to get your roses at Rose Forever. All that information will be available in the description. You can save $25 off. You should be able to, even if you have to, maybe you're not seeing your boo on Valentine's Day and you'll see them later for the weekend. Get them something. Lasts you for at least a year. Shout out to our friends over at Rose Forever, and shout out to our friends over at Coldest. Come on now. You can get a water bottle to keep your water cold for 36 plus hours, multiple colors, multiple sizes. But this is not the only thing that they have. They have a bunch of stuff. So head on over to coldest.com, but don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off of your order. Thank you guys for supporting these things that we bring here on the channel, because they help to keep the lights on. As you know, all kinds of things happen when it comes to YouTube. Sidebar. There's some sort of glitch with YouTube, and you don't know it until it happens to you. Luckily, I'm not locked out of my YouTube channel, but on my phone, I can't gain access to the YouTube app. And apparently a few people have had this issue recently with YouTube. It's just with the YouTube app and the Gmail app. So I can access, because you know I have multiple YouTube channels, but I can access all of them, but I can't access Kempire Daily. So I've been in communication with them. Luckily, I'm not locked out of my account, thankfully. So I'm able to access, but it's just annoying. So security is important. So this is just another reminder, because I was nervous, y'all, because you know, with all the fake Kempires on in the YouTube comments, I was nervous. I was like, oh Lord, someone took my YouTube. No, I'm able to access it everywhere else outside of the app. I don't know what's going on. This is the world that we live in. We have China sending balloons over us. Apparently they sent balloons over us during that other administration, and we just blew something up out the sky the other day. I don't know what's going on in this world, guys, but I'm glad that we're here together, alive, breathing, and laughing, and making at least some sort of fun out of this crazy world that we live in. Guys, be sure to like the video, be sure to share this video, and be sure to subscribe. Let's get out of here with some music. You know we'd like to get out of here with some music. What do I want to play? Oh, I know.
What if we got everything together, and wouldn't it be better then? Get more money, less anxiety, more passion, please, wanna alter who I am. Get a little lost, can't find my way, but I can't stay here forever. Get a little low, to low my base, till I can face it better. Somehow what if we got in a van, left for the coast? Wouldn't it be simple then? Find perfect peace, give up everything. Are we in harmony? Looking for a better plan. We get a little lost along the way, but we can't stay here forever. Get a little low to low the pace, so we can face it better.